Hello, I'm Sara Leal. I'm good today. I'm gonna give feedback to Natalia Rodriguez and give her a band score in our speaking tags that we did on the LRC. So let's start. I personally consider that Natalia is a pretty fluent person in speaking tags because she always gives so advanced connectors. She use like pretty advanced words within in a way she doesn't have she can effortlessly give a good structure, but in this occasion I think that because of the time and because of the pressure that we have on their backs, because the video had to be at least like 12 minutes long, so we only have like a 45 minutes class to do it, and I kind of honestly um, took too long to finish the video because my video was like 17 minutes long and hers was 16. It was kind of difficult, but still. And Natalia this time had a pretty advanced English as always, but she kept repeating herself a little bit in the sense that she kept repeating ideas. She will say like the same thing like a couple of times when answering a question, only to make it longer, but it was still good. And she used the same connectors over and over again. She said like the structures of the if I were you, or if you were me, for saying in a way, like she used a lot of how to say it, conditionals. She used like a lot of the conditionals on the four conditionals, and it is pretty well, especially on the second conditional or the two conditional. And right now I'm going to read directly the band 7 score because it's the one that I consider that Natalie has, uh, talking about the video, even though she didn't show like her maximum level of English in this case, but it was still pretty nice. So band 7, able to keep going, readable, reduce long terms without noticeable effort. Some hesitation, repeating, or self-correction may occur, often mid-sentence and indicate flowing with a section appropriate language. However, this will not affect coherence. Flexible use as spoken discourse markers, connectives, and cohesive features. Like I already said, Natalia repeat her ideas or repeat several words, but it did not affect like the coherence that she had in the speech. She had like a very like a structure for saying in a way. She had like part one, part two, part three, etc. She did not. She did hesitate a lot because she kept going. Like the thing that I'm doing, like the when you're starting to think about what to say, but not because your English is not advanced, because you don't know what to say about the question. In an example of the video, we start talking about like the walking part, that if you go walking and you like sport and you would like to have like a class of sport, something like that. I don't remember quite well. She hesitated a lot, but not because she didn't have like the connectors or the bad English, because she didn't know what to say. And honestly, I will have the same problem because uh, the question itself is kind of catchy, so it was very nice. Resource of flexibility uses to excuse this is by the way, this is lexical resource from the band 7. Resource flexibility used to discuss a variety of topics. Some ability are to use less common and idiomatic items, and awareness of style collocation is able to inappropriate occur. Effective use of paraphrase is required. She, as I said, she repeated the whole word, but still she paraphrased some. It was still very nice that she correct how. So I remember that when we were talking about like child actors and so on, she, instead of saying child actors so many times, she said like younger actors, in general synonyms for young. And I think that was pretty nice. she had the flexibility to discuss a variety of topics because she could, even though she didn't know the antisystic, she kept talking. And none of her answers were like quite short. They were always like, so they were always advanced and they were always good. So I consider that she had like the complete thing, and she used less. The conditionals are less common to be used because people forget about them. To be completely honest, sometimes I do forget about them. Sometimes, like if I were you, I don't use it as much. Either is Spanish, honestly. So I consider that she has this one. In the part of grammatical range and accuracy, but in band 7 it says a range structure flexibly uses error-free sentences are frequent. Both simple and complex sentences are effective despite some error. A few bad errors persist. The basic errors about repeating the same thing all times, but in the sense that she was if that will something. The second conditional she used that a lot. The referring yourself as will, you, I. She used a lot of that things, and I use a lot of a specific word. Said, I think. She used like a lot instead of like I personally consider. In my opinion, she only used like at the start of the phrase. I think she didn't like have like a lot of variation in that sense, but it was the structures were flexibly uses and the error-free answers were uh, almost impossible in my opinion. The other fact that she, like the thing that I said before, she has a pretty good English, but this time the pressure was Russian and it was like ending up eating out her nerves, honestly, of their nerves because she used different pronouns. I know that is not quite well, but still. Her pronunciation was excellent. All the word was quite well. It was perfect in my opinion. And on the band 7 it says like displays are the positive features of band 6 and some but on all of the negative features of band 8. So let me like say them. It is around the phonological feature but control a variable. This is band 6 by the way. Shunking is generally appropriate, but rhythm might be affected by lack of stress timing or a rapid speech rate. Like I said before, it's completely normal. The pressure is horrible this time. Some effective use of innovation and stress, but is not sustained. Individual words of poems might be mispronounced, but discuss only occasional lack of clarity. This one is not the case. The below words of poems might be were not dispersed, not allowed pronounced it quite well. It was pretty nice. Can really be understood through without much effort. That was true. I could understand her perfectly, and I consider that a native will understand her with any hesitation or any like difficulty. A native will without a doubt like have don't have a doubt don't have a doubt of what she's saying. Uses a wide range of this is 8 but 8. Use a wide range of phonological ability to convey precise of subtle meaning. Yeah. She did that honestly. Can sustain appropriate rhythm, flexible use of stress and even across the utterance despite occasional lapses. Like I said before, can be easily understood through. Yeah, she can be easily understood. And so has a meaning of like only thing. I think that it has no effect at all, honestly. Her pronunciation is quite perfect, honestly. If I could, on the part of pronunciation, I would put her like a band 9 because she has almost no mistake. She doesn't have mistake in my personal opinion. So I will say that she is a band 7 without a doubt, but she can reach the band 8 or the band 9. Even if she can't see, she's a pretty talented person because her English is excellent. The only like thing that I would criticize about her English is the repetitive words, but you can, like, she has the vocabulary, but she doesn't, because of the pressure he doesn't know when to use it. But I consider that on the IELTS she will go quite well. I consider that she will score a 9, but this time according to a video she's 7. And that's it. Thank you for your attention, and sorry for the logs. I haven't washed myself, but thank you.